Good afternoon, everybody. We are going to be looking into Shopify. I believe their earnings come out either Monday or Tuesday. This video will most likely be going up on Tuesday, although I'm recording it on Sunday, but whatever. But Shopify, high growth, high sales, should be a very well performing company. But let's get into it. Make sure to subscribe. All right, so this is Shopify. Let's get right into it. Cost of capital is not listed, although I'd imagine, considering they're mostly online, it's probably fairly low. Target price is a little bit below, and long-term growth rate is crazy good. Let's get right into the income statement, see how that is looking. So sales are excellent growth. Operating income, again, is essentially the same thing. They're seeing very large increases over the past 2 years compared to at least 22. Net income, basically same story. They took a big hit in 22, but they've seemed to recover from it. EPS is basically the same thing. And total shares, I'm hoping to see a decrease. Not really. Although, to be fair, this is a very slight increase. Excuse me, but that's a very slight increase, at least in my opinion. So I am going to give the 0.5 for that. Let's go to the balance sheet, see what that's looking like. So cash, if this is in millions, which it is, they have a ton. Almost no short term, which is fantastic. Their assets are increasing. Actually, their assets have decreased from 21, but they kind of came back. So I may give a 0.5 for that. See how they do this year. For short-term debt, barely any. Short-term, long-term, pretty manageable. But in terms of the last 2 years, they actually brought it down from 2 years ago, which is good. Let's check out the retained earnings, see what that looks like. Honestly, not good compared to what it should be. But I mean, overall for the balance sheet, it looks pretty decent, other than the retained earnings, where I am going to do a 0.5 here, just because declining over the last 2 years is not the greatest thing that you want to see. But let's get right into the cash flow, see what that looks like. So operating is great growth. I like what I'm seeing there. Investing is negative, which is good. Financing is a little positive, but it's so little that I really don't feel like that's that important, especially considering it declined a lot compared to 21 and 20. So I'll probably just do the 0.5 there just because it's not negative. And then free cash flow has been increasing for the past 3 years, which is great. So let's get into the use of cash, see what that looks like. Repayment of debt is basically nothing, and issuance is there, so a little bit there. And then they have been issuing and no repurchasing, so another big zero, unfortunately. Let's see what their margins look like. Net margins should be pretty good, if I had to guess, which honestly it isn't, but let's go to the quarters and see what that looks like. So in the quarters, it looks decent. It's a little shaky though, but I think I'm going to do the 0.5 because it seems like it's been improving. ROA, ROE has basically the same thing. I'm doing the 0.5 because it looks like it's improving. And then long-term debt to total equity has been fairly stable. A little bit of decrease from a couple quarters ago. Honestly, a lot of decrease from a couple quarters ago. So I'm going to do the full credit for that one just because of that. And I believe that is everything. So for Shopify, we have 16 out of 22, final score 73. Let's put that in. Shop 73. And that is it for them. So fairly decent score, a bit above average. overall, a little bit worse than I was expecting. I was honestly expecting them to be a bit higher considering how much their sales have been growing, but overall pretty decent. So make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.